Fences. Costas Mandylor, ladies and gentlemen. Take the chair?
Yeah, sure. Look at everybody straight up. Oh, yeah, nice.
Hello. Hi, Anna.
Oh, two Annas.
Anna.
Two Annas.
Hello.
Nice.
He's very serious.
Hey.
You're very serious.
You should be in a Saw movie. You're very serious.
So, everybody, like before, if you've got any questions, just raise your hand. Sebastian and Lisa there, they'll bring the mic to you. Don't be shy. That's what we're here for. We're here to answer the questions. Oh, look at right away. I didn't even have to do any primers. Very nice.
Okay, hi. First of all, I would say thanks that you're coming to Berlin.
Thank you.
And I'm a huge fan since the early 90s, before Picket Fences, as you did Mobsters. One of my definitely favorite movies. And I really would like to know, how was it to play a gangster in this?
Well, that's an interesting question, because all my life, my favorite subject matter was gangsters, the history of gangsters, the history of Sicily, Russian mafia, Italian mafia. I love that underworld. It's very interesting, never-ending stories. And I was lucky to get an opportunity. I think for Mobsters, almost every young actor in Hollywood read for one of those 4 roles. So as I got closer to getting the role, it's like a miracle, you know. I'm in Hollywood, I'm young, and I'm in a major movie. And I'll never forget it, but I'm glad you like gangster movies.
I like you.
Thank you.
You've been the best.
Mamma mia. I appreciate them.
So go ahead.
Don't be shy.
I wanted to ask, which role did you prefer to play? Kenny from Picket Fences or Hoffman from Saw?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, well, you know, in the beginning with TV, because it was so well written, I was very proud to be a part of Kenny's life with the people and David Kelly. And the Germans really like that show, Picket Fences. They know it. I didn't know that. But when it comes to Saw, it's a completely different animal. And I was allowed to become an animal. And the fans love it. And I was part of something that's special in the universe of horror. So sometimes as an actor, you're just happy to have a job. But when you have things that people remember, it's even better. So both good. But killing is fun sometimes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good girl.
Hi. How do you think when Mark Hoffman killed her sister's boyfriend, does he feel justice or he feel satisfaction because he's a psychopath?
Tell me again, because it's a little bit hard to hear you. One more time.
What does Mark Hoffman feel when he killed her sister's boyfriend? Does he feel satisfaction or justice?
Well, you know, one of the beauties of Saw, to be serious, is it all began with people doing bad things. And because Jigsaw lost his baby, remember, in number 5, he decided to make human beings take responsibility for their actions, right? So the trap for my dead sister's boyfriend, I have to say, it felt justified. Because if people kill somebody you love, they say it's God's business to take revenge, but in the movies, the character has to do something, right? So, all I can tell you is they had the premiere for Saw 5 in Vegas, in Las Vegas, and the theater had 3,000 people. And the movie began with the pendulum, right? Do you remember that? And when that body went boom, and it went to black, the audience went crazy. Wah! So I felt like I did the right thing.
Good answer. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Hello? So hello again. Yeah, first thanks for coming. You're always so lovely with the fans, so it's always a pleasure to meet you. And I want to ask you, I saw you at the Weekend of Hell last time, and there were only other cast members of Saw, and you still look like a big family if you still meet each other.
It's a little bit difficult to meet. I think we meet at these kind of events more often because everybody has a family, everybody lives there, they're actors, they go away to work, so it's a little bit difficult. I got to work with Sean Patrick Flannery. Was that the day when he got up and put his foot on my shoulder?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he told us that day that he was going to do a movie about a jiu-jitsu fighter, because Sean's a very good jiu-jitsu student. And about 3 months after that, I had to go to read for a movie. Like we do the performance, and they take us and they say, get lost. Well, they picked me, so I got to do the movie with Sean. And he was fun and good. So we try to catch each other when we can. He lives in Texas. I moved to Florida. Tobin is in Santa Monica. And, you know, people are everywhere, so it's difficult. Shawnee lives in the country, in St. Louis somewhere. So everybody has their privacy, and when we get together, it's special.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi. So I was just wondering, what was it like filming with the reverse bear trap? Is that like an actual thing they put over your head? Is it metal? Like?
Is that in number 6 when Jill got me?
Yes. Well,
first of all, it was heavy, uncomfortable, and I would hate to be in that thing for real, right? They did have a rubber replica sometimes, I guess, from a distance, but the real one's really uncomfortable and shitty to wear. But the good news is that I got out of it. And I want to know if you, or any of you, that day, when I was in that trap, thought I was going to die. You did. So it was very surprising when I went to the thing and it went ding. Good. That means we did our job. And I'm still alive. Thank you.
So there was one on the right-hand side here? Yeah.
Hello? My question is, what are your upcoming projects?
You know what? The movie that I did with Sean Patrick Flannery is going to come out. It's called Mickey Kelly. A lot of good actors in it, fight movie. But I did a movie that I mentioned last time called The Cliffs of Freedom. And I think it has come to Europe. I love history. I'm Greek. And it's a love story about the Greeks freeing themselves from 400 years of slavery by the Ottoman Empire. So hopefully one day we will see this movie, The Cliffs of Freedom. Do you like history? Do you like love stories? Okay, it's an interesting love story. But there's a lot of war. Do you like war? Movies? Do you like it if I die or if I live? Okay.
Better than this?
Watch the movie.
Up front, go ahead.
Okay, so one thing not job related, more like a personal thing. You also mentioned it now that you have a Greek background, so I'm being curious, like do you speak Greek or?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Greek, that's why I'm asking. It's just
you want to give them a taste of our language? Το όνομά σου τι είναι?
Γιώργο.
Γεια σου Γιώργο. Everybody say Γεια σου Γιώργο.
Good enough. Okay.
Από πού είσαι?
Do we speak in English or Greek now?
No, English. I mean Greek. Greeklish.
Καστοριά.
Από πού? Καστοριά. He's from the north, I'm from the south. Any more Greek?
Yeah, I can say anything in Greek. I just don't think everybody else will.
Let's take everybody to a Greek restaurant. Where's the best one?
Here in Berlin?
Yeah.
I know a couple, I don't know which is the...
What's the number one, best one? Just think quick.
One close to my job is Asteria. Asteria.
Okay, everybody, 9 o'clock tonight, I tell you. Let's go. You want? I wish I could take it. They'll kill me if I go out.
Take everybody. Any other ones? On this side? That side? No?
Anybody like Greek food here?
Who likes Greek food? Yes.
Next.
Oh, there's one in the middle.
Yeah.
Hi. How was it to play with Tobin Bell and so?
Oh man, you know what? We're taping this. I better make it sound good. First of all, Tobin is a very serious and private person, but he's a very giving, unselfish, professional actor. So it was great. I have a lot of affection for the man, and every time you're with him, you learn something. And you know, he's a little bit creepy and scary because he's very quiet, but he has a good sense of humor. And we managed to, I'm the first one to make him laugh. I think I'm one of the first ones to ever make him laugh on the set of Saw. And he was really laughing, so it was very funny. He's a very important part of the franchise, right? There can only be one Jigsaw, right? So he put his mark on the horror franchise in this movie. I love the guy. He might not kill me now that I said that. So make sure you're showing this tape.
So we're here in Germany, and I think before, you know, you got really into acting, you played football, you played soccer.
Yes, the round ball was my love. I loved it. It was a big part of my life.
Where did you play?
I was in Australia when I was a kid playing, and as you know now, a lot of great Australian players play everywhere. And then I went to Greece for a year with a big team, Panathinaikos, and I hurt my leg, and I couldn't run for a year, so I went to LA and stumbled into the movie world. And I loved it because you have to read, you have to educate yourself, and I was a bad boy at school, so anybody, I think the Germans are good at school. You're good at school too, right? You're studying here? Study, because I had to restudy when I grew up, and it was too late. But making movies is good because you can do it for a long time.
If you hadn't hurt your leg, and let's say you hadn't hurt your leg and you're still a pro footballer, who would you want to play for?
Was it Germany?
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Anywhere. And then if it's not in Germany, then where in Germany?
I better say Dortmund because I'm going to be there next week, and they've been doing pretty good, right, Dortmund?
I think so, yeah.
So I'll say in Germany, Dortmund.
Okay.
But probably something in the English league, because it's a very exciting league, you know. In my next life, maybe it'll happen. Chelsea.
Chelsea. Nice. So that's and we talked about with some of the other guests, you know, the opportunities, being at the right place at the right time, and here's something that, you know, somebody that you grew up, you're playing football, and you think, okay, this is something that I want to do, this is my life, and all of a sudden this bad thing happens where you hurt your leg, but you were able to turn it to a positive, turn it to an opportunity for you.
You know what, for all the young people out there and the people that have lived, you know, when something happens in life that's not good, from something good, from something bad, something good can come if you keep your mind open, you know? So you don't get that job, or you don't get that career, or, you know, you hurt your arm, you learn how to use your left arm. Something can always come positive from something negative. If anybody wants to hear that, it's a good lesson in life. So I didn't become a professional soccer player for very long, but I found a new career, and now I'm sitting here talking to you. So we never give up, right? That's the main thing. No matter what we do. And we want a fantasy, we go watch a movie, like Saw, right?
Well, and that's some of the things too that a lot of people, I think, don't think about with this Saw series. Is a lot of people think about it just, you know, it's just this gory slasher flicks and you know, gratuitous horror and violence. But there's also this underlying message of, you know, don't waste your life. Don't waste the opportunities that you have.
One of my favorite sayings, if anybody remembers in Saw number 3, cherish your life was written on the wall. And I think that we all should cherish our lives. But yes, the philosophy behind it is very good. And look, I mean, I find the Saw people, apart from some people being shy, some of the smartest fans of movies are Saw people because they pay attention to detail, right? All the little clues and things like that. Sometimes they ask me questions and things like this, and I'm like, I'm not smart enough to answer that question. I give the microphone to Tobin. Because the Saw fans are smart and imaginative. So give yourselves a round of applause.
Because now I think that you called them shy. Now I think we need another question from somebody. In the white, you just laughed. You must have a question. I'm singling you out now. She's got one. Give her the mic.
All right.
Yeah, I want to ask you about your movie Daddy's Girl because I can't watch it because you can't buy any DVDs or can't watch it in the internet. So, do you have a tip where I can find it?
I don't, but funny enough, I'm sorry, I forgot a few movies I did. Daddy's Girl. I don't recommend it for young women to watch it, other than it has a message that young women must be protected. You must always be aware of what's around you, because there's some evil people out there, and I play somebody evil, and the only reason I did it is because if there's one message, young women should be protected and should protect themselves all the time. Okay? I don't know how to get it, but I think it's going to be released soon. Yeah, I hope so. So watch it and stay away from guys like me.
So is that, now of course, you played a very bad dude in the Saw series, you play a very bad dude in Daddy's Girl. Is that something that you like to play? Is that something that you enjoy doing?
You know what, the truth is that when you play the hero of a movie, it's good for your career, but a lot of actors who end up playing the bad guy, they have a lot of fun and they shape their career differently. And if you play the bad guy really well, somewhere down the line they let you play the good guy, and then you look like you're a great actor because you can be bad and be good. So what we do is we try to get the best available and we fight for the best. But I would love to play a good guy and kiss the girl instead of kill her. That would be nice.
There's always hope. There's always hope. So, in that same aspect, you know, a very good actor, and we've talked with other guests about this today, you know, a very good actor can play a very convincing villain and have a very good reason and motivation. And so you always bring a little bit of yourself to the character. So I guess my question is, as far as with is Hoffman, what part of Costas is inside Hoffman?
All of it. You know what, Hoffman's actually quite cool under pressure and sneaky, and I'm not really like that. So I'd like to be more like that in that respect. But the essence of the human being is, you know what, the real part of me in Saw was in number 4, if anybody remembers number 4, I tried to be as nice and as helpful and respectful to everybody. So when I did get off the chair in number 4, remember, the ice block kills Donnie, I wanted it to be a real surprise. Were you surprised? I did my job. Thank you! Everybody went like this.
Okay, and then let's flip that around though. Let's flip that around instead of asking what if Costas is in Hoffman, what from Hoffman is in you? If anything.
The patience, I think that's a good one that I have. It's funny, it's hard to say, I have to watch them again. Does the character of Hoffman stand out? Like Shawnee stands out, Jigsaw is Jigsaw. Is Hoffman missed? Because I think that I'm still in the bathroom. I want to come out of the bathroom. Would everybody like to see me come out of that bathroom and chase Dr. Gordon? All right, start writing the petition. Where is Hoffman? They might do it soon.
Bring him back. Yeah, bring Hoffman back. So there was another. We talked earlier about somebody else about you know, the typecast kind of phenomenon. You're set in this role, and you can see that in playing different horror roles, but also the idea of being a character actor, where you can kind of just disappear in any role. Do you, as an actor, think it's bad to be a character actor? There's some reputation somehow that a character actor is somehow less.
I don't think so. I think that without that kind of character actors, you don't have the magic to support the leading characters. Josh Brolin, everybody know Josh Brolin? Thanos. All right, he was a young leading man all his life. And now he's become what they call a character leading actor, and his career's never been healthier. So, you know, and by the way, all the movies we love, the smaller characters that are around, they're really interesting. So, without them, the movie's dead, it's flat.
Well, and I think that kind of goes on that whole concept of the Joseph Campbell, hero's journey, and you have this one main character, and then you have like 6 other characters that are equally as important to the story. And if the story doesn't have all of those elements, it's not a very good story. And I think, like you said, without these character actors, it all falls apart. And the example that I gave earlier was Oblivion, where Tom Cruise is on the planet by himself and doing all these things, and I kept thinking, why is Tom Cruise doing that instead of why is such and such character doing that?
Yeah, because Tom Cruise wants to have more depth too, right? It's funny, this guy, he reads a lot of books. Do you know who Joseph Campbell is?
Do you know the hero of 1,000 Faces, or the idea of the hero's journey?
There's a book called The Hero with 1,000 Faces and The Power of the Myth. Whoever likes reading, read Joseph Campbell. He's pretty cool. You're too smart for me.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah. I know that there's 7 of them, but I can't think of them off the top of my head, so don't feel bad. I can't think of all the characters.
He's not as smart as we thought.
No, I'm not that smart. I know there's 7, but...
No, he's smart.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess in that aspect, if you take those characters, can you find all of those characters in the Saw series?
I think if you really look hard enough, you find everybody and everywhere. Everybody in this room has a different character. You're all very interesting, right? But it's just, when we watch them on film, it's easier to see. People come and go, but the movie, you have to stay and watch it. Like I'm watching you as a movie now. You all look a little bit crazy to me. Except for Mama. You could all be in a Saw movie. Look at you. Anybody ever wanted to be in a trap as a fantasy?
But she's thinking maybe.
Who?
In the back in the green hair.
All right, you're hired. You want to play a game?
So let's go down this road. If you could design a trap for her, what trap would she have?
Well, I really like her because she's a good person, but if we had to do a little bit of something with her, first, she went to a lot of trouble to fix that hair, the color, so we would have to put her in a hair trap. Do you know how long I should be there? Do you know how long I spent at the hairdresser? You bastard Hoffman.
So there you have it, your hair trap. Are you okay with the hair trap?
She's got no choice. Did you see the hair trap in one of the movies? Oh my God. Well, you're next. You wanted it. You asked for it.
So let's flip that around again a little bit and say, okay, here's Hoffman making traps, but now he's making a trap for Costas. What trap is Costas in?
To rip my tongue out.
To rip your tongue out.
To never speak again. Because if you can't talk, you learn how to listen better. And you look at things more. So you lose one thing, but you gain the other senses, right? So I'm going to give myself a trap, but I'm going to try and be a better listener. Some advantage. And if I take my ears out, I won't hear the clapping, so I won't take my ears off.
Well, that's... See now you said that I'm smart, but you're very pointed. You're very kind of philosophical and things like that. And so all of the people that are here today, you said everybody is in their own story and everybody's in their own film. And what would you want to tell everybody to make them, I guess, feel that their movie is worth watching?
That what? Their film?
So everybody here is in a film, and what do we need to tell them to make them realize that their film is worth watching?
A bit of advice about their life and how they can watch themselves. You know what? I've learned something in life. Can I share this with you? We make a lot of mistakes. We have insecurities, right? All of us something. And that's not a sin. The biggest sin in life is to judge other people. That's sin. I've learned this, right? And that judgment makes you angry with other people, right? So if you get rid of judgment and anger, you will always live a better life. You have to forgive people.
We're talking about positivity and talking about living good lives, and obviously you're presenting this positive aura and you know, being the best you that you can be. So how do you take that as a positive person, and I don't know, do you have to push that away to be some of the characters that you play, some of these more evil or bad characters?
You know what, I think that the greatest actors that I know of, they play in their mind fantasy, and they go to work and they do it, and then they switch it off and go and play with their dog, you know, eat with their wives, their parents, and you don't carry it around. Sometimes it's just difficult to execute, but when you go to work, you have people helping you. Like you guys, when you go to school, if you have a problem, ask a question, get some help, and you get past it. If you have a problem, attack it, it goes away. If you have a problem, don't avoid it. Attack the problem, and it'll go away. Attack, attack, attack. I like saying that, I don't know why. How do we say attack in Greek? Pesto? Epithesis. Epithesis. Epithesis, epithesis. Everybody, can you say that? Epithesis. That's your Greek lesson for today.
Epithesis. We could do that. I think everybody in here could say that.
That's a great word, huh?
Epithesis. 1, 2, 3.
Epithesis.
I only saw like 2 mouths moving. We all have to say that or we can't continue. So ready?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Epithesis. I can't see everybody at the same time. Did they all say it?
He's screwing it up every time he says it. I thought he said he has to go and take a piss. I don't know about that.
That's what it,
Excuse my language.
that's what it sounded like to me.
Or a piece of this.
A piece of this.
A piece of fish.
A piece of fish.
That's a way to remember it.
A piece of fish. A pizza fish.
A piece of fish. A pizza fish.
A pizza fish.
I've got to go now. We need a drink after this.
We're hungry now. Well, if do we have any more questions in the audience? Nobody? Oh yes, there's one more. We'll take one last one. I'm excited.
I really would like to know what's your favorite movie. Not what you played in, but what you like to watch over and over again.
Look, if The Godfather is on TV, I can never walk out of the room because it's just beautiful to look at it. The messages of family and revenge and everything are great. I mean, there's some classic movies that I look back. I think a lot of older movies are special because they're very human. Now we have, you know, cartoons and flying around and all that's beautiful. But I like the old movies. You know, how the world used to be is good. We had a little bit of tradition, you know, it's nice. But I like to laugh. If you get a good comedy, it's good. We all need to have a good laugh once in a while. What's your favorite style of movie? Scary or... I like gangster movies. Yeah. Oh yeah, you brought it up. Good movies are good movies.
I agree. Well, Costas,
Let's have a piece of fish.
let's have a piece of fish. A pizza piece of fish.
Everybody, I want to thank you.
Yes. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being here. Costas, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah. Can everybody do one thing? Really, all the shy ones, say one thing. All together when I count to 3. You want to play a game. I want to hear you guys say it. Ready? Everybody loud. 1, 2, 3.
You want to play a game?
Pretty good.
We can do better. Nochmals.
Ready? Together.
You want to play a game?
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Costas Mandylor, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you all. Good people. My Greek brother will come to hug you now. Did you hear about the movie Cliffs of Freedom? No. Check it out.
It's about our history. 1821, we kicked out the Turkey. And you live in Germany now? Yeah. Oh yeah. You have family here or going to school?
Here, no.